Good morning and welcome to your first lesson in the AJS-37 Viggen conversion course. Pay attention as there will be a lot to cover today. Please do not press any buttons or switches unless instructed to do so. If you have a throttle on your joystick or are using a HOTAS setup, please move it to the idle position. If at any time you need a break, press pause. First, we will connect ground power. This will allow you to conduct most of the pre-flight checklist without starting the engine. Press the communication key, then press F8 for the ground crew, followed by the request ground power option. The crew chief will now connect the ground power unit, which will provide AC power and cooling.
Chief, turn on the ground power.
Copy. Ground power is now on.
Set the main power switch to the on position in order to enable the main power bus. Set the low pressure fuel valve to the on position. Cancel the master caution alarm by pressing the master caution button. Next, we will make sure the master mode selector is in standby mode BER. Make sure the auto throttle is set to off and in the upper position, and the landing gear lever is in the extended lower position. Click on the throttle to move it from the off position to the ground idle position, which will open the high pressure fuel valves for the engine. Press and hold the warning panel test to test that all the warning indications function. The left and right indicator panels, master caution, as well as several other indicator and warning lights will be lit for the duration of the button press. Turn on the main generator. The engine is not currently on, so it will not provide electrical. Center the autopilot yaw correction dial by setting it to 0. Confirm the yaw trim is centered. The trim is centered when the trim indicator pin is visible. Set the radio to normal plus guard, which will enable the main radio while still monitoring the guard frequency. Confirm that the thrust reverser is not engaged. The handle should be pushed inwards and the reverser light off. Check that the main attitude director indicator, or ADI, is properly aligned and the red warning flag is not displayed. If the warning flag is visible, the external ground power is not connected yet as the instrument is AC powered. Either connect the ground power or check the instrument after engine start. Set the HUD reflector glass to the lower position so that the takeoff symbology can be properly displayed. The HUD is not currently on, so nothing is displayed. Set the HUD slave switch to off. Set the CI HUD altitude source to barometric altitude. Pull the knob to uncage the backup artificial horizon. Now, set the main altimeter pressure. Turn the pressure setting knob until the altitude is displayed as 0 meters. QFE pressure today at this airport is 1031. QFE is the altimeter pressure adjusted for the airfield altitude, where the altimeter will display the height above ground level at your current location rather than referring to the altitude above sea level. Set the backup altimeter pressure. Turn the knob until the altitude is set to 0. Set the radar warning receiver to the desired position, either off, lights only, or lights and audio. Now turn on the external lights. Set the navigation lights to full. Set the anti-collision lights to on. Set formation lights and position lights to on. Confirm the setting or set the local magnetic declination, which in this part of the world is about 6 degrees. Turn on the radar altimeter. Next, we will load the data cartridge to load our flight plan and system presets. Set the data selector knob to mode REF. Set the input-output switch to in. Enter the code 9099, which is press the LS waypoint button to enter. The first digit 9 will flash until the transfer is complete. Set the input-output switch to out. Open the oxygen valve by moving the lever forward. Close the canopy by pushing the canopy lever forward. The canopy will close and lock into place. Now, we will start the engine. We have already opened all the necessary fuel valves, so all that you have to do is press the start switch. Keep the switch. The start system light will appear on the right indicator warning panel and indicates that the start sequence has started. The electric starter motor followed by the gas turbine starter will automatically start and will accelerate up to working RPMs. The gas turbine starter will now start powering the gas generator of the engine, as seen by the increasing RPMs. The ignition system's light will appear and indicates that the ignition coils in the engine have started. The increasing engine RPM can be seen on the RPM gauge, as well as the increasing exhaust gas temperature on the EGT gauge. The engine will now accelerate up to idle RPMs. Once completed, the lights for the start and ignition systems will disappear. Now that the engine is running and the hydraulic system is powered, we can complete the after engine start checklist. Since we are carrying the external fuel tank, set the pitch trim to 3 degrees nose up. Set the ejection seat safety to off by turning the ejection safety lever above and behind your head to the stowed position. Confirm that no warnings, except the green landing gear lights, are lit on the warning panels. One exception is for the external tank fuel warning, which will disappear over 70% engine RPM. Press the indicator systems test button. This will run a few tests. High alpha warning, 2 short pulses, engine fire warning lamps lit, altitude warning light on the central indicator lit, fuel indicator displaying about 29% with a rebounding indicator needle. Set taxi, landing light to taxi. Set the master mode selector to nav to start the HUD. The brakes are currently parked, so press your brake pedals. Default is the W key to release the brakes. This concludes the cold start tutorial. The next lesson will cover how to properly taxi to the runway and take off.